You're listening to KOUG Radio. Listen live online at KOUGradio.org.
This broadcast contains explicit content. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Earworm Episode 7.
Funny bug.
Yeah, funny bugs. So this idea came about because I was thinking about that spinning cockroach gif where he's spinning and it's like...
Yeah, the excellent. The great meme.
Yeah. So I was thinking, who made that? And why did they make that? And what does it mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I did a little bit of digging.
Okay.
And I also was curious on what kind of cockroach he is, because
that's a big part to the meme.
Yeah, he's looking stylish.
He's looking
People
stylish.
need to know.
It's not the music, it's not the spin, it's the look.
Right. So I found out that it was just some random CGI animator who was working on his animation skills.
Yeah.
And it was posted in 2015.
Are you talking about the really pixelated one?
If you Google spinning cockroach,
that's exactly what I did.
Yeah, that's him.
The first one?
Yeah.
So he's really pixelated.
Well, kinda.
He's kind of doing a little hop.
He's a little polygon.
Yeah, he's a funny guy. So what is he? What kind of cockroach is that?
So very simply, he's an American cockroach.
Oh, is the
That's
guy
what
who
they're
made it
called.
American? Because you said he was an animator.
Yeah. He is American, I think.
Oh, okay.
From what I understand.
That's a good pick then. It's good he didn't choose like
A dubia roach?
That'd
be so embarrassing.
That'd be so... People would look at him and be like, are you even an American? Because you didn't...
And people will say,
no.
no.
You didn't pick our roach.
Here's the funny thing. American cockroaches are not native to America. They're native to Africa and the Middle East.
Who named him the American roach then?
Because
Some American?
Yeah.
He was just
literally
there?
Americans, because the reason they got brought over is because they were on slave ships.
Oh.
Big yikes there.
Yeah.
But we decided not only are we going to contribute to slavery, we're going to name this roach after a place it's not even from. I feel bad for the guys, the roaches. I mean, I feel
not
bad
the
for
slaves, no.
I feel
It's
worse
the
for the
roach.
slaves, but the roaches I feel bad for.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they didn't ask to be named. Maybe they were already named, like by the... I mean, they probably had a name
Yeah,
already.
but then we named them again.
Is there any record of what it was called beforehand?
I don't think so.
I'm going to try to find it.
Go for it. But they're the largest of the common roaches that you can find. I found out that they're partially parthenogenic. Do you know what that means?
I have no clue what that means.
Parthenogenic means they are capable of asexual reproduction. The females are.
Oh,
So the females can
Dude, that's what it's about.
do a little-
Everyone wants that.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure if everyone could choose that, they'd
They
be
would?
like- I don't know. Maybe.
I'd have to think about it.
Well, what is that? What do you do? Does
It's
that
a
just mean you can
direct
just, like,
genetic
switch?
copy of
Oh, you can just make a clone.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if I'd want to clone myself.
I wouldn't want a clone of you.
Well, that's... Thanks, Chloe. It makes me feel really good.
because I wouldn't be able to figure out which one was the real one, and
Oh,
I'd be
yeah, and then you end up shooting me?
Yeah.
And I'm the fake, or I'm the real one? Well, I
Yeah.
guess they'd both be real. It's just
That's
one
true.
has the memories.
That's something to consider.
Yeah.
Are you still you if you are the clone?
I guess... I don't know. Because there's a lot of movies...
You'll have different memories.
Well, there's a lot of movies and stuff that or games that play off of that, and it's always like they make a clone and they re-upload all the memories, and it's like, how do you do that? Like, how do you know what their memory was? And do you choose what memories they relive or no?
That's something.
Imagine if you erase all the memories of going to the bathroom, and then they're like, I have this feeling, I don't know what to do anymore.
That'd be there's a thing to if we're talking about parthenogenesis, you're gonna have different memories because you're growing up as the child of yourself instead of as the child of your parents in a different time period with different living it's different.
Okay.
But if we're talking direct cloning, I would not be able to tell. Because if I said, what memory of us, blah, 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 the clone would just be like, I know, because they had your memories.
Yeah, that'd be so weird, though.
Tell me something that only the real one would know. Okay, he knows everything.
He knows
the
everything.
clone knows everything.
Yeah. What do you think? Okay, if there was you and a clone, what would, and like say you knew you were the first one, like you weren't confused, because there's like that instance where you're like, am I the clone?
Yeah.
Let's say that you know you're the real clone.
Okay.
You're the real one.
Whoa. Does the clone also think that though?
No, let's say that you both know who you are.
Okay.
Okay, so you know you're the real one. He knows he's a clone. But someone has a gun and they're trying to convince you.
This is exactly a scenario in Detroit Become Human, the video game.
Really?
But continue. There's a gun and there are clones and he's trying to convince him.
That happens in every time there's a clone. Anyway, let's say that you have to convince that person and you both have the same memories. How would you tell that person? Let's say it's me. Like I have a gun.
I would do
or
something.
I have a disintegratotron. Get rid of button.
I would do something that normal me wouldn't do. So like reverse psychology, because if the clone is trying to act as me as possible, they wouldn't do something that I wouldn't do.
Interesting.
So I would like.
So you would do something that you normally wouldn't do in the hopes that I would pick up on the fact that you would never do that.
Yeah.
So you'd be like, I hate snakes.
Yeah,
and then
because
you'd kick a snake that's
the clone is trying to do exactly what I am to convince you. So they would never do something that I wouldn't do, because then automatically the other person would be like, that's the clone.
Yeah. You don't think that they would try that too, though?
No. I think that I am the higher being in this scenario.
Okay.
What would you do?
I don't know.
Die. Shoot both of them.
I'd probably just walk away. I'd be like, man,
Sorry,
you can go live your life. If you want to take mine, I'll just find something else.
That's fair.
Because then at that point, it's like, the being Aaron is still continuing on.
Yeah.
And it's just, it's kind of like a restart button. If I'm like, man, if you want my life, you're going to live it the same way I would. Go ahead, That
happened in Doctor Who.
Did it?
Mm-hmm.
I thought he just, I don't know, regenerated. Isn't he a girl now?
Yeah.
He's a woman.
Yeah.
I never watched it past like David Tennant, I don't
That's
think.
because it got bad after David Tennant. Hot takes, not hot takes.
Yeah, I don't think. I mean, I picked up watching it when it was the weird guy before David Tennant, and then
about Christopher Eccleston.
Is that his name?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
I
you
liked
could have
him.
told me any name, and I would have believed you.
I liked him a lot.
That's Herbert McFerbert, and I'd be like, oh wow, what
No
an interesting
way.
name. I would never guess.
He
that
was
from
also
Doctor Who.
in Thor: The Dark World.
Herbert?
No, Christopher Eccleston.
Was he?
Yeah, he
What
was
was he?
the Frost Giant King.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty neat.
But back to cockroaches.
Oh, I found the name.
Oh.
I did. So beforehand, it's commonly known as the water bug.
Oh yeah.
Or the palmetto bug.
I came across that. I just forgot about it.
Yeah, that's the name. I mean, I think the palmetto bug. I guess there's another one, the Bombay canary.
That's pretty rad.
I feel like any of those would be. I'm all American.
Better than cockroach?
I mean,
what are you trying
I'm all
to say?
about American pride. I don't know if that's like I'm all by woo USA. But anyway,
USA,
I feel like the name
USA.
Bombay canary or palmetto bug
So much
just
cooler.
sounds better.
So much cooler. Because you say cockroach and someone will think of something inappropriate.
Yeah, you say, hey, look, it's a Bombay canary.
It's
and
like,
they're like,
whoa,
what is it? And then they see a cockroach. And then they get a little disappointed, but the
Yeah.
name is still cool enough to where they
you
can get past
You
it.
think cockroach and it's like, well,
Cockroach.
the what kind of roach? Where's that roach going?
Oh, no.
But I like roaches as a...
Yeah, you have some.
I do. I have a colony of dubia roaches, and they're my pride and joy. I love them very much. They're kind of stinky, but not too much.
I was going to say, I went over to your house, and that's actually one of the things that surprised me was...
That my whole house didn't stank?
With the amount of animals that you have, it didn't smell bad.
Yeah, it's because I keep it clean.
Yeah.
If you walk into someone's house and it smells like stank animal, they are not taking care of their animals.
So I only have a dog, and he's pretty stinky.
He is a stinky boy, but dogs are an except. I'm talking about exotics.
Yeah.
Birds, reptiles, fish, etc.
Okay. Well, that's how much time do you think you spend, like on average, cleaning?
Weekly or a day? I don't clean every day. I clean once to twice a week.
And how long does it take you?
I mean, I do it while I'm feeding, so it doesn't take a different amount of time than feeding, but it probably takes me an hour to get through my whole rotation.
Okay, that's not as bad as I thought it was.
No, they're really easy to take. People think that reptiles are really hard to take care of. They're not.
Yeah.
As long as you clean up their doo-doo.
Do you feel a little weird looking for poop
No.
while you're doing it?
Do you feel weird when your dog poops on the ground and you have to pick it up with a little plastic bag? I don't have to do that. I grab a paper towel and into the garbage. You have to carry
you
that
grab
little
it with your hand.
with a paper towel. I said.
Oh, I missed.
Sometimes
that
with my hand.
That's a little.
It gets dry really fast.
Yeah.
So it's just like I throw it in the garbage and it's like on the bottom. It like clunks. No, it's not. It's not bad. It doesn't stink like dog poop either.
Dog poop.
It's so bad. And then you have to carry that little bag with you on the rest of your walk. That's so embarrassing.
No, I'm
I
always
leave it on the curb.
No, I hate those people.
I hate when
really
people do
hate those
that.
people. It's like, okay, your dog pooped, like
Pick it up.
Yeah, pick it up. Show her some responsibility for it. Carry with pride.
USA.
Yeah, you pass someone carrying a bag of dog poop, and you're like, you go.
Yes, King. You're winning. You're winning at life.
I don't know. I don't feel. I was thinking about that, or I think about that sometimes when I'm like, I have to pick up, his poop.
Yeah.
I'm like, does he know
that I'm picking up his poop?
Because sometimes I see him, like, he goes back to the same area, and I always have this thought: is he looking around like, where did my poop go? Like,
who took it?
Who took it?
Who ate it?
Because in my head, whenever dogs go to the bathroom, like, because it's marking their territory.
Yeah.
Even if they're neutered, they still do it.
Yeah.
I always thought about it as like a radius of control. Because if they pee, it's like, okay, that's the 50 meters in every direction. Like, that pee marks that area.
Right.
And if to take a dump, it's like, okay, that is like triple the rate because it's a bigger load.
That's true.
It smells worse.
More, yeah.
It's like, that's just more. So I always get really confused now when I see my dog like poop in the same spot that it pees. Because then I'm like, you just overlapped your territory. You just wasted your marker, man. Like, you got to wait till that comes back.
That's a good point.
And then when they come back and they see that there's no, the poop's gone, they're like, this area is clear again. Like, how did I just marked it? Where'd it go? But
that's a good point.
I have all these weird thoughts about that.
Certain reptiles mark their territory they have scent glands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How does that is it like the same as pooping?
No, it comes out. They have pores, so they have like open circle pores down their legs and above their nuts. They just kind of.
They're cloaca.
Yeah, good job.
Dude,
you want a gold star?
I would love a gold star. No, what's the word again?
Cloaca. That's right.
No.
Hemipene.
Hemipene. I was gonna say bipenal.
That's the sequel to bipedal that you've never thought of. I mean, technically, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
Bipenal would be correct. That's really no, but they're called femoral pores.
Femoral pores.
And sometimes they can get clogged, and you have to like scrape them out. It's really satisfying though. It's like popping a zit.
I don't want to think about that.
I have to do it for rescues that come into the pet store that I work at. We had a bearded dragon come in, and he had really clogged pores. So
you're basically like jacking him off.
No, it's not the same.
I think it
not
is.
even close.
It's like
popping a zit.
I don't want to think about that. That's like the gross. You know what always bugs me is when this happened and when I was in basic, but there was like, I mean, this happens everywhere too. Like, I know there's couples that do it.
Right.
They like, pop each other's like zits and stuff.
Oh, that's gross.
That is so gross.
I think that's disgusting. I'm gonna do it to my own face, and that is all.
I don't even want to like think about that. Like, that's so gross. Like, there was a guy, I guess, like, I had one on my neck or something, and he was behind me. He's like, hey man, you have one? Can I get it for you? And I was like, no. I was like, go away.
If you put your hands on me right now, I am going to leave the military on a dishonorable discharge for assaulting another cadet.
I'm gonna start swinging. No, that always really bugged me. So I guess it's the same. That's why I think about it so weird with the reptiles.
Yeah. It feels bad for them though when their pores are clogged. Like, it's painful for them. So
I'm trying to think of a better example than
when you got a big old boogie in your nose and you
someone
gotta
comes
blow
in and
it
picks
out.
it for you.
Someone blows.
Hey,
someone
man,
opens your
you
mouth and
in there.
blows into your mouth, and it shoots the booger out of your nose.
That would just hit them.
Exactly the same.
That wouldn't be very fun for
I don't
them.
know. I don't have a better analogy than that.
God, do you think there's people who like get off to boogies?
I hope not, but there's something for everybody.
I was gonna say there's some people. I don't know where I saw this, but there's like, I think it was on a podcast that they were talking with an adult entertainment person, and they were like, "Oh yeah, licking armpits is great."
I heard about that.
Really?
I heard about that.
What?
Or
Like,
I heard about the phenomenon.
Like what's going on?
I couldn't tell you.
Is it just because like it's sensitive?
I don't know. I don't know why you're asking me like you think I'm into it.
Well, I feel like together we could probably figure it out, you know.
We put these two idiots in a room and tell them that people like to lick pits. They'll figure it out.
I'm telling you, if you live, if like say we couldn't die and you left us in a room for like, we had infinite markers and every wall was like,
we'd solve every problem. We could solve
every problem. I mean, the math might not be exact, but we could figure it out.
Yeah, we would.
And it would be the worst. Like people would come into the room and we'd show them how we figured it out. And they'd be like, how did you do
this? This is exactly what happens when we do our homework together. We're like, the numbers, the science. And then the teachers look at it and they're like, what are you talking about, dude?
Do you ever do this? Because I did this like yesterday when we were working on the homework for stats. There was a part where I could not figure it out. And I'm pretty sure, you know, it was with the p-value. Yeah. It was all that stuff. And I was able, you know, I buzzed through the questions just so I could see what I did wrong. And, it got to the point where I was like, I don't know how that happened. I don't know how that happened.
You
I don't know how to
reverse
get that.
engineered your way to the correct answer.
I start taking numbers that they give and I start like plugging them in random spot. I mean, that's how you do math.
Yeah,
but it's like I'm trying to find the shortcut. I'm like, okay, so I could do this like 8-step equation to find the problem answer. Or if I take that number that they gave us and that number that they gave us and I divide it, it gave me the same one. That's it. And then it like
half the time you're correct and half the time you're not.
It's so satisfying when you're right though, because you're like, I did it.
And then meanwhile, I'm over there doing the 8 steps of the equation and I get it right the first time.
And then it gets to like the 7th question.
You're like, I don't know what I'm doing.
I'm like, I don't know what's wrong with my process. And
then
you're
I
like,
look at I'm like, what are you talking? What are you doing? Yep. I do think that would be a funny little experiment to put us in a room. And also, you said immortal, and that made me remember. People say like, oh, you can't kill a cockroach. Like cockroaches can't die. Yeah, they can.
You squish them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also,
I think it's because they can survive.
Like when you gas them and stuff.
Yeah. It gives them that illusion. Like if you nuke an area.
Oh yeah.
Like the radiation.
They can survive radiation.
And so people, people are like, oh, I can't survive a nuke, so that cockroach can't. He can't die.
Yeah, there's a cockroach in the movie WALL-E too. He's an American cockroach. No, he gets stepped on and run over like 7 times in that movie, and he lives.
Yeah, he's kind of a
Meanwhile,
boss
my roaches, they like molt one leg wrong, and they're like, oh, guess I'll die. I guess I'm dead now. No, but the American cockroach, they can live like almost 2 years.
Yeah.
Especially in captivity, they can live a little bit longer, but the reproduction cycle is relatively slow, but it is very exponential.
I want to bring something up, but I don't know if you if you've told everyone about a certain cockroach thing that you are doing. I'll leave it up to interpretation, but anyway.
Breeding my cockroaches?
Yeah, I thought you didn't want people to know about that.
No, it's fine.
Oh, okay.
I don't want my dad doesn't listen to the show, and he'd be mad if he found out.
Oh.
So no one tell my dad.
But your mom listens to the show.
And she knows.
And she knows.
And she's supportive of me.
You think right now she's like...
Love you, Mom. I know she's giggling to herself.
Well, okay, because yeah, if they don't breed that quickly or they don't reproduce that quickly, then I feel like having them... I guess in the long run it'd be kind of good, but you have to have enough to keep that supply going.
I started with 15 adults and then introduced like 3 or 4 females that were already mature. Mm-hmm. It takes long for them to mature. Once they're reproducing, it's fast.
It's quick.
Yeah.
But it's the maturity process.
Yeah.
So is it just
it's exponential. They lay an Utica and it has like 100 nymphs in it.
Oh, okay. So it definitely like you could get get by with one.
They blow up.
How much do you have to feed? You
actually kind of don't have to feed them and they'll chill out. Like it's super weird the way that they can thrive if you forget about them. People say the best way to build a roach colony is to forget about it.
No, I'm not talking about the roaches. I'm talking about the reptiles.
Oh, I don't feed my roaches off yet.
Oh no.
Once my colony's established, I will, but I hardly ever.
I was gonna say because I feel like you'd have to make sure that you're always getting more than you're getting.
That's why I don't. I do with my mealworms though, and that's why they're not breeding very well right now because I keep feeding them all off.
I wonder if there's a huge market behind breeding bugs.
Oh yeah, for reptile keepers, breeding bugs is the best thing you can do for yourself.
So now I'm trying to find more bug related memes.
So I have a couple examples.
Oh, do you know?
There's one that I really, really want to talk about. That's not as popular, and then I have one that's more popular that I can talk about.
Okay, but before we move on the subject of roaches, there's the one of the roach from SpongeBob eating a Krabby Patty.
I don't know if I've seen that. Oh, I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about.
He's like sitting at the little table. That's a good one. I don't know if
He's
that's really
silly.
like.
I love him. He's so actually he's a deep sea isopod.
Oh, he's not a roach?
No.
Dude, he totally looks like a roach.
I also have the thing about isopods on here. No, he's definitely a deep sea isopod.
Okay. Well, let's
it does say cockroaches though on the SpongeBob encyclopedia.
Yeah, that's what kind of gave me the idea. All right, let's hear it. Next bug meme.
Okay, so the popular one that everyone has seen is "Get Stickbugged." Lol, have you seen that?
Yeah.
The video of the stick bug like dancing.
Yeah, he's a groovy.
It's like
guy.
a bait and switch type situation.
That was a while ago that was big.
It blew up in like 2020, 2021,
Mm-hmm.
but it was just a random video of a stick bug that someone uploaded onto like their Twitter.
Yeah.
And it had no caption or anything. It was just like, here's a stick bug. And the reason it's doing that little dance is that's their way of looking like a stick, like blowing in the breeze. So it's just a natural defense mechanism that they have. Mantises do it too. But it's just like...
I'm sorry. I'm like, I didn't know that. It never gets to this part, but they turn the camera to the front angle. Yeah. And it's so much better.
Let me see this.
I've never seen it from the. I do remember when that was big, and it was really funny because you'd have, there is some pretty like really
creative
popular
ones.
Yeah, it'd be like a normal video, and then all of a sudden it would freeze, and like it would go negative, and then all the lines from the picture would come together and form it.
I saw people do it in like Minecraft with redstone. Like it's so funny. That is really funny from the front.
I think it's so
it looks like he's skating as
front.
fast as he can, like ice skating. But no, he's just vibing, doing what he does.
Yeah.
Do you know what group stick bugs belong to?
I want to say.
Don't say insects.
No, I'm not gonna say insect.
It is insect, but
why would you?
No, it's. I meant
such a trick
the
question.
layer.
You set that up.
No. I meant the layer underneath.
Oh.
The level underneath. The family.
Stick.
No.
Long.
No.
Skinny.
This one long. They're called phasmids.
Phasmids?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They're
why?
also called. That's just the family they belong to.
What other phasmids are there?
How did I write this? Phasmatodia is their family. It's also like leaf insects. I can't remember the name of them. They eat like brackens.
What are brackens?
Not brackens. What's it called?
I spelled phasmatodia so wrong.
Yeah, you did.
That Google didn't know what I was trying to do.
She said, "Girl, I cannot help you on this one."
Yeah. It really said, "What are you doing?"
They eat like blackberries, like brambles.
I did
Brambles?
I might have just mixed up. What was a bramble?
I'm definitely saying it wrong. No, like what do you call like a blackberry or like a raspberry that has like thorns and like trailing? Isn't that bramble?
Yeah, I guess so. I guess there's a couple different things you call it. It's not like the official name, but like a thicket or something.
Yeah, well,
like
yeah, I think bramble is what I was looking for.
Yeah.
It's leaf insects and leaf bugs and walking sticks and like that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Walking stick is the same thing as stick bug.
You say walking stick, I imagine the object a walking stick.
He's got
and
two little legs.
You tell me that's a bug?
Yeah. Have you ever held one or seen one?
A walking stick?
Yeah. They had one
the bug walking stick or the object walking stick?
The bug.
What is I don't know what the bug looks like.
The video.
Oh, is that the walking stick
yes.
one? Oh, I thought that was a different one.
No.
Oh, no, I haven't.
I've held one. We had one as a class pet for like a week in like first grade.
Yeah.
Best week of my life.
So
it has been downhill from there.
You're like in the middle of class and you'd sneak off to go pick up the stick.
Yeah.
And like the teacher was like, Chloe,
get back. Put that stick bug down. And I'm over there like,
you're like wiggling it.
Look at him dance. But the joke of get stick bug was started as an inside joke between a group of friends who were avid Roblox Bee Simulator players, which is the most random place for a meme to come from. I think it was uploaded in like 2018, the video or something. But it's just like, he's not doing anything. He's just being a stick bug.
You said avid, like a
Roblox
group of...
Bee Simulator fans.
It's so random.
It's great.
Why is there a bee simulator in Roblox?
There's an everything simulator in Roblox, girl.
You know, there's a guy in the VA center I see playing Roblox.
That's so good for them.
I think he plays like Roblox football.
Good for him, because
I mean, it's no bee simulator.
It's no bee simulator, but you know.
But you know, it's okay.
Yeah,
I love the videos of midair bee collision. Or like,
oh, the ones that I send you?
Yeah. It has like
where it's like classical music and the bees are in slow-mo and they're
then, like,
bumping into each other.
It makes like just really comedic noises. Like it runs into the table.
Mario
It's like,
thwomp.
Ooh.
Yeah. It's so funny. I love those.
In the background, it has one drifting away and it's like the little kid screaming noise.
Yeah. Those are really, really good.
Oh, God. We really live in the golden age of comedy.
That's what I love. Memes come from anywhere and anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they really do.
That particular stick bug was one of the smaller ones.
I thought you were going to say he died.
No, probably.
Oh, that's not
They don't live very long.
No?
But
how long do they live on average?
I don't know, man. It really varies on the species.
Let's look it up.
So does their size. The smallest stick insect is like 0.8 inches.
That's a real
long.
stick. That's a twig.
Long. That's like this big.
Yeah, that's a twig. That's like a shard.
But the biggest one is 2 feet long.
That's big.
That's a big stick.
That's a big stick. I would pick that up and use it as a walking stick and not realize it's a bug.
Me using the walking stick as a cane.
It says an adult stick insect will live about a year.
Yeah, that's pretty
dead.
average for bugs.
He croaked.
Yeah, poor guy.
So when they die, they just
die?
become
Yeah.
a stick.
No. They get eaten by other things.
Yeah, but if they're really good at their job,
that's true.
We'll see them as a bug.
It's not hard
They'll
to
be like, hey, look at that stick on the ground and walk away.
Yes.
Yeah, he's like up in bug heaven looking down.
Nice. Got him. No, it's funny because I mean they're really good at camouflage, obviously.
Yeah.
Because they look like a stick. But
I mean, not when they're dancing like that.
Yeah,
that's just drawing all kinds of unwanted attention.
That's true.
Especially from the media. People probably put that on, like
billboards in Times Square.
It became a meme, and everyone was looking at it. He saw it one day and was like, "Oh no,
that's me.
My cover's blown."
Poor guy.
I know.
But
people don't think about the celebrity.
Yeah. Many of them are parthenogenic. Also, more so than cockroaches, walking sticks are. So if you find like a walking stick egg case, you can just keep it. Or if you have a walking stick that lays an egg sac, you don't need to fertilize it in any way. You can just let it be in the babies.
Okay, what does a bug egg sac look like? Because I have a very specific image in my head.
They're called Utica.
Utica.
Usually. For insects, they're called Utica. For spiders and stuff, they have like actual egg sacs.
Okay.
And scorpions and stuff too. But,
okay. I've definitely seen these things.
Utica is such a fun word, but I've had mantises that lay Utica, and my roaches lay Utica.
One Utica has like a bunch of eggs in it.
Right.
Okay.
Yes.
That's so okay. I've definitely seen one of these before.
Yeah,
and
usually
just thought it
the
was
praying mantis egg cases are what you see.
I thought it was like a bug mummy.
I mean, kind of close.
But that's interesting. I was imagining something more along the lines of the big like ball net that you have in elementary school.
I'm not following.
Like imagine it's like a big net or a big like net bag.
Oh, like a mesh bag full of like plastic balls.
That's kind of, but something a little more, like it looks more.
It's not far off. It looks kind of like corn on the cob, I think.
It looks like a pellet or a pill.
It depends on what species.
Yeah, there are different. The German one looks gross.
Some of them look, yeah.
I think the American or the Oriental. It's called the Oriental.
It's a species of cockroach.
Oh, it's funny.
But I think parthenogenesis is a really cool thing.
Yeah? Why is that? What makes you so interested?
Well, it's just neat, They
it's
can
just neat. I don't think it's a cool thing.
Because most things have to reproduce by having two of them, but you only have to have one of them. And then usually in parthenogenesis, it means that the entire species is female, which is like girl boss, slay queen,
Oh, yeah, totally.
Yeah,
I get you.
Yeah. But another cool thing is that all reptiles, to an extent, have the capability for parthenogenesis. It is super, super, super rare in species that do have multiple sexes, a male and a female. But there are a lot of species that are all female, parthenogenic, super rad, super cool.
Yeah.
I love it. Bonoy geckos.
I love it. Yeah.
Yes, queen. Morning geckos. But all reptiles to an extent have the capability to perform parthenogenesis.
Okay. Well, okay, so where does that bring the are frogs reptiles?
They're amphibians.
Amphibians? Okay.
They're close enough.
Yeah. So when it comes to reptiles, what kind of brings that on? Because if all of them have the potential to do it, then how come they all don't do it?
Because there are mates available. It's always better for genetic variability to we learned about this in biology.
Well, yeah, because it just
it increases
better
your
genes.
Yeah, it increases your fitness, expands the gene pool if you breed with other animals.
Okay.
Instead of just reproducing by yourself.
So where do you come into play on the whole Alex Jones turning the friggin' frogs?
I think it's a wonderful thing.
Do you understand?
A wonderful thing of sick of this crap.
Sick of this crap.
I think it's cool. Well, clownfish do that if there's no females around.
They do?
Yeah, if there's no.
Oh my god.
It depends. If there's no.
Marlin.
I can't remember if there's no females or males. I think it's if there's no females around, the biggest male will just turn female. Or it's the opposite of that. I can't remember.
Oh my god.
Parrotfish do it too.
Do you think that in Finding Nemo then there's a conspiracy theory around whether Marlin is the actual father or if he just he's the baby daddy? Wait, is that the same thing?
Yes.
Stepdaddy.
More like the stepmom because there's no other female clownfish after his clownfish wife dies.
His clownfish wife.
Yes, she dies in the beginning, and so he became the mom.
He's a dual parent.
Yeah, he is.
That's a tough life.
Single mom and single dad at the same time.
Job. What do you think he does? Because I mean, in Finding Nemo, all the fish parents drop their kids off at fish school. What do they do?
Hunt for food.
Oh yeah, I guess that's right. I kind of forgot about that. I was like,
what do you think we did in hunter-gatherer culture?
You know,
maybe they do. The manta rays the school bus. He has a job.
Yeah, but they don't give him food because he shuttles the kids.
Maybe they do.
They do. They just hop into his mouth.
One kid per ride as a sacrifice.
At the end of the year, there's one kid left, and it's the smartest kid.
Yeah. He sits in the back.
How this is totally off topic. How much further or more advanced do you think civilization would be if they only allowed the smartest people to reproduce?
That's called
selective.
No, that's called
a dystopia.
No. What's the thing that Hitler did?
A Holocaust?
No, there's a name for it. It's
what he had. What was it? His perfect race?
Yeah. It's a thing where you. Oh gosh, I know the term. It's so lost on me right now.
If you forget history, it's doomed to repeat.
I know. That's why I'm scared and fighting for my life right now. It's not selective breeding. It's called something else.
No, it's not. But I don't know why. I feel like there's a movie about that. I've seen a clip of it where there's definitely a scene where it's all the kids have to take a test, and then those who don't pass the test die, they get killed. Right. And it's a horrible idea, but it's a really fun concept to play with in your head. It's it's hypotheticals essentially, and I'm a big guy. We know how much I love hypotheticals. Mm-hmm. Hypotheticals are my bread and butter. I love an awkward but fun situation to think about because it just challenges how you visualize stuff and how you can interpret the results, I guess, if I want to put it in a very sophisticated manner. If this was just us talking normally and we weren't on the podcast, I'd be like, yeah, it do that and then funny. It do the ding.
I'm really struggling now to remember that word, and everyone's screaming at me.
Oh yeah, I am screaming at you. You're right. I know. I can't believe you are literally Hitler.
No, don't. It's when people do exactly what you're describing. They take a certain trait.
It's selective.
It's selective breeding, but there's a bad version of it that's called something.
I guess just look up synonyms for selective breeding.
Maybe
you'll find something like that. God, I can't stop looking at this Uthika. They're so funny. How awkward would it be if you walked into a room and there was just one of these on the floor, but you didn't know what an Uthika was? So you're like, that's either food or a rodent pooped.
Yeah, I wouldn't know.
You wouldn't know. I mean, if it was the German one, you might think something that's a weird bug. What's he doing? He's really still.
R.I.P. little bug.
R.I.P. little bug. It's just like the frogs that we saw get run over on campus.
So sad.
Do you feel bad when you see a dead bug?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Why did it take you so many reallys to
I don't know.
believe me?
It's just like I feel like most people don't even give it a second thought. You know, the bugs.
I give it a second
There's
thought.
so many bugs. Do you name them all?
No, but I have feelings.
Like, someone goes over to your house and you're like, "Here's my roaches." That's Dave and Frank
And Kyle.
Jen and Kyle.
I know.
Or you could just name them all the same name,
This one's
like
Roachy,
Gunther from Adventure Time.
Roachy.
We have this little rascal Roachy over there. He likes to get out. Oh, that was a deep sniff.
Yeah, it was.
You really heard that.
So
Did you find it?
no.
No?
It's gonna come to me later and I'm gonna scream it out, but I can't think of it right now. I really can't.
Well, we'll think of it eventually.
Yeah.
Next episode.
Next episode
gonna,
will
like,
just
come
start
to
with
you.
me
Yeah.
saying it.
I know what it is. I know what Hitler did.
No, but the one that I really, really, really want to talk about, the meme, it's a little bit less known, but it was on Tumblr. What are you laughing at?
Well, I'm just sorry. I didn't mean to look through your notes, but I just saw one line and it says #me when I.
Oh, I'm getting there. So hold on. I'm getting there. So this is one of my favorite memes of all time. It originated on Tumblr.
Okay.
And would you like to do a dramatic reading of the paraphrase that I have written down?
That's kind of long. Wait, let me highlight it.
It's not.
Is it this part?
Yeah.
Does it go down to here?
It goes down to the hashtag.
The hash? Oh, it goes all the way down there.
No, you can do it. I believe in you, champ.
Oh man, is it one person or is it conversation?
The hashtag is a different person. Everything else is one
Okay.
person, and then the other line is me describing the image.
Okay, so it
Just go ahead.
I'll read it. Other scorpions have badass tail stingers and claws, but the lesser-known tailless whip scorpion has an even better defense mechanism. Image shows a tailless whip scorpion with its hands wide open and then a picture of one of its claws in motion, closing quickly. Just grab shit. Me when I fucking get you.
That's
What is
so-
that?
Have you seen the meme?
No.
Google me when I get you.
I did, and it came up it's like a movie quote or a music
Do
video.
scorpion
Okay.
or meme. It's one of my favorite of all time.
I'm just getting a lot of pictures of different scorpions here.
I can't believe you can't find it.
It's obviously not that popular.
Yeah, no, it is popular. Here, I found it. I found it immediately.
Does he have like the weird little hand?
Yeah.
I've never seen that before. What are you
So,
talking about?
It's a tailless whip scorpion.
He looks like a spider.
Yeah, well, they're arachnids.
That's an imposter.
They're
right there.
arachnids. They're not spiders or scorpions.
Well, he can't decide
But
what
like
he wants
his
to be
little
then.
claws are so long, but the claws on the end are like teeny little pincers. And he's just like, his arms are way out and he's just like, he just grabs. So funny. I love this meme so much. But tailless whip scorpions, they're my favorite bug of all time.
Really?
And when I saw this meme and remembered about this meme, I got so excited to talk about it.
Oh god, there's like a picture of a guy putting one on his eye.
Yeah, I love that. Like, I'm all about that if I had one.
You just
You
put it on your
know.
eye for fun?
Yeah, I would.
It's a little odd, but okay.
I think they're so cool. They look like crabs and spiders mixed together,
Yeah,
kind of.
they had a baby.
They're not to be confused with the whip scorpion, which is also called the vinegaroon because it can squirt vinegar.
Really?
Yeah. But tailless whip scorpions are different than whip scorpions.
I don't know why I got an image of like a cartoon or a movie, like a Studio Ghibli where there's a scorpion on the counter and someone just grabs it and squirts it into their salad.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Me putting it on my, like, in my fancy sauce.
What is it called? A
Vinegaroon.
vinegaroon?
Or just look up whip scorpion without the tailless part.
No, I want to look up vinegaroon.
Yeah,
He's a funny
they're
guy.
really good pets too.
Oh, he looks gross.
No,
Well, he looks cool.
He's cool, not gross.
His pincers kind of make a heart.
Yeah, he's
if you're
just a
looking at
little
him from above.
baby.
Yeah.
They're
Well,
really
so where does he squirt vinegar out of?
the butthole part.
Gross. Yeah, I don't want that on my salad anymore.
Yeah, out of his little butt. Not the tail part, like at the base of the tail. And they can like shoot it, like spray it, like squirt it. It's not like a dribble. It's like a full like squirt. They live like 10 years too.
Really?
Yeah.
He's got squirt and vinegar for 10 years.
It's super cool. But we're not talking about him.
Do you think it's painful?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like that'd be.
It's like spitting out of your mouth.
But that's not his mouth.
You mean like projectile farting on someone or something? You have to like force it out.
That's liquid diarrhea. But it's
The
not.
elevator video.
It's not. It's not like poo though. It's
Poo.
it's a different substance. That'd be like having liquid diarrhea, but the diarrhea is like it's vinegar. That would sting. I feel
Their
like.
insides are very hardy. They're built to do that.
So
it's
ours-
also not part of their digestive tract. It's a gland
It's a gland.
that produces it.
Hmm.
Human glands are so boring
So
compared
ours
to
would be
animal
like
glands.
snot. If we were like-
Yeah. Like plugging one nostril and then closing your mouth and like, or you know how we talked about earlier,
Yeah.
putting your mouth on someone's
Blowing.
mouth and blowing as hard as you can.
Wrenching someone and blowing.
I've done that.
I don't want to do that.
It's so fun. I don't know if I should say this, but I'm going to. Me and Isaac one time for fun said, let's put our mouths on each other's mouths and plug our noses and see who has the stronger breath. So whoever gets the air like forced into their lungs has the weaker breath.
Who won?
Me. This was like last weekend. This was very recent. But I felt like a winner. So if y'all have
So
a
good.
significant
One of you
other
people,
out
like,
there, yeah,
Let go of your nose and just.
you should try it.
I don't want to try that. That's so.
Aren't you curious now if you have the
No.
stronger breath?
No, I'm not.
You're a little bit curious.
I have like an overwhelming sense of confidence that I would win.
See, exactly. So, but you don't know for sure.
I would like don't even need to think about it. I just know I would.
Wow. Arrogance at its finest.
Yeah, I guess you can call it that.
But let me talk about the tailless whip scorpion. Let me talk about him because I love him so much.
Not the vinegaroon.
I love vinegar, but don't. So they don't have a stingy tail. They don't have venom or poison or anything because they're basic like that. Their legs are all really long, and then they have two sensory organs that were adapted from legs that are like twice the length of their body or something ridiculous. They're like
Okay.
huge and long, and that's where the whip name comes from because they're little.
That's where the whip comes from.
They're modified legs that act pretty much as antenna to like do the feely feel around. And they're super cool. But yeah, they're the only thing that they can do is just grab. That's their
So how do
only
they kill
just-
things?
they grab them.
They just keep grabbing them?
Yeah.
Just
Well,
like-
their pincers are lined with really sharp like
Oh,
thorns.
I see. So they can still cut.
Yeah.
But
and
they
if
can't.
one pinches you, it can like fully puncture through your skin.
Wow,
like
that's pretty strong.
they have a very strong, for a little bug, they have a very strong, what's that called? Like closing pressure.
Yeah.
Which reminds me of a story that I really wanted to share that happened to me at work that you
Oh.
know of.
Yeah, I know it. Let's
So-
hear it.
I work at a pet store and we sell hermit crabs. And this grandmother and her two wonderful grandchildren came in and she was like, I would like to get 2 hermit crabs, please. And of course, being the ethical animal person that I am, I was like, do you have all the stuff at home? Do you have blah, blah, blah? Do you have blah, blah, blah? And they're like, yep, we got all that. I'm like, that's great to hear because most people take really bad care of hermit crabs. So I don't have a lot of experience with hermit crabs. Obviously, I know that they can pinch you because of course they can.
They're a crab.
They have big claws, right?
Yeah.
So they picked out the 2 that they wanted. One was a little one was a big one. So I picked up the little one, I placed it flat on my hand, and he just chills. He stays in his little shell, he's chilling out. And I'm like, okay, so the big one's gonna do that too, right? Like if I put him flat on my hand, I'm not restraining him in any way. I'm not poking him, prodding him. I'm not holding him tight. I'm not doing anything that would provoke him to pinch me.
Yeah.
It's like he's on the ground basically, and why would he try to pinch the ground? Well, I put the little one in the transport container that they're gonna take him home in, and I go and I don't even have my hands on the crab yet. And he full force takes his big claw and grabs the skin.
meaty claws.
Big meaty claws. And he pinches right like, so if you open your hand flat and look at the palm of your hand, the area underneath your
like the
index
fatty part of
finger,
your
the
knuckle.
fatty part on the palm part,
Yeah.
he grabs that and pinches as hard as he can.
Well, yeah, I feel like no crab would go half-ass on a pinch.
Dude, when I tell you, like tears in my eyes. Like it hurt so bad. And I had to look at the customers and be like, no, it's fine. It doesn't hurt that bad. I'll just need him to let go. And then I can sell him to you because I can't give him to the people who are buying him because he's attached to me. So one of my coworkers is like, oh no, is he pinching you? And I'm like, haha, yeah, it's okay though. And so they're like,
You're in the corner, like...
No, it hurts so bad. So I had to run over to the sink and run him under cold water to get him to let go.
Yeah.
He doesn't. He does not let go for like 5 minutes.
This man's resilient.
And then he takes, you know, they have one big claw and one little claw. Mm-hmm. So he's pinching on me with his big claw. He takes his little claw and pinches me with that too. And then finally, after I've been running him under this cold water, I lift my hand back up and turn it back over and he lets go. So I pick him up by the shell and I put him in a cup. And I'm telling you, dude, I did not let those customers see my hand afterward because it was red and purple and swollen. He broke the skin.
Yeah.
He was pinching me. Their claws aren't sharp. He punctured my skin through pure force.
That guy's a survivor.
I still...
That's why he's so big, is because he's got that force behind him.
I still have the claw mark on my hand. And this was weeks ago.
That's so funny.
Is there under workers' comp? Is there a portion for hermit crab?
I don't think so.
Pinches?
They should add one after this, though. I just don't think there's enough incidents with hermit crabs.
It ended up fine. Nothing's wrong with me. It was my fault ultimately, but boy oh boy, I had to look. They had to wait for me to buy the crab because he was attached to my arm, and I had to look at the people who were buying him and say it's not that bad. Tears in my eyes.
Well, yeah, especially because if it's two like grandkids, you know, you don't want to freak them out.
Yeah,
you're like they'll really hurt. You know.
Oh, and then as soon as they left, I was like, dude, to my coworker, I was like, that hurts so bad.
You're like, I need a minute.
I literally, yeah.
Go to the tank and grab all the other hermit crabs and throw them.
No.
I don't. So this is while you're telling the story, I was looking at other scorpion related things. So you know how with what is it? Your astrology sign?
Oh yeah. Scorpio?
Yeah. So Scorpio. There's this thing where it's like, oh, when there's a Scorpio moon, you know, I get crazy. Mm-hmm. And it reminded me of a meme I saw. Or it was this girl and she was talking, she's like, and tonight there's gonna be a full Scorpio moon, and then it cuts to some guy and he's like super big eyes and he's like, who the fuck put a scorpion on the moon?
I know exactly what you're talking about. I've seen that guy. That's so funny. Scorpion will die in the moon.
That's so funny.
That's a good one. Oh, okay. Also, before we run out of time, I have to say
we have minutes,
okay,
like 15 minutes.
So, anyways, Taylor Swift scorpions, my favorite bug. I think they're awesome. They eat little bugs.
Yes,
because they're carnivores.
That's so weird. I feel like you would see one and you would be like, he eats plants.
Yeah, don't let them pinch you.
The lack of pinchers and tail really throw off his vibe.
Well, I forgot to say the stick bugs. They eat leaves. They're herbivores. Is that cannibalism?
No, because he's impersonating a stick.
But they're called stick bugs.
Yeah, but if I were to call you like, hey, what's up?
Meat.
Like. No, I was not gonna say that. That's really funny though. If I were to just start calling you like salad and you like ate a salad, you wouldn't be like, oh, I'm cannibalizing a salad because it's my name.
I'm having a really hard time recovering from if you came up to me one day and was like, what's up, me?
I feel like that's a bit
derogatory.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
That is so funny.
That's like a borderline cat call.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. Piece of meat.
Woo. I feel like, okay, so if you were to let's say like I was out at a restaurant or like a bar or something, and I were to go to a girl and be like, "What's up, meat?" They take it really bad.
If I were
to go to a guy and be like, "What's up, meat?"
You show up at the gym and you're like, "Hey, yo, what's up, meat?"
He'd be like, "I'm looking kind of big today," and I'd be like, "You looking like a piece of meat?" And he'd be like, "Yeah, I am." And then we'd high five and
and then you kiss.
Oh my god! I hope.
If only.
Do you think he likes me?
Oh man, that's something else. But for this episode, I was once I got through those couple of memes, I was like, it's such a good topic. I have a lot to talk about, but I need something else.
Yeah.
So
you can't keep talking about bug memes.
I know. So you know the song Fireflies by Owl City?
Yes.
You would not believe your eyes if 10 million fireflies lit up the world, lit up the world as you fell asleep?
I don't know. You would not believe.
Yeah, he's got to think about it. Lit up the world as I fell asleep.
Yeah. I had to like run through the whole thing in my head.
Fireflies are really cool. That song is a meme. I don't know why.
It's because of that. It's like
that line.
That line.
You would not believe your eyes.
Yeah.
It's very, very applicable to a lot of situations.
It can fit into a lot of funny situations.
He also says, I keep them in a jar at some point in the song. Don't do that. They'll die.
That'd be a dense jar.
10 million. So here's the other thing. So one adult firefly weighs about 20 milligrams, right?
Okay.
So that's 0.02 grams. 10 million fireflies is 200,000 grams. We're American. We don't know what that means. That's 440 pounds of fireflies. That is a dense, heavy jar.
I wish that real life followed video game logic sometimes, and if you were to take a bunch of the same stuff and squish together, it would just and form into one giant 440-pound firefly.
That'd be so cool.
That'd be terrifying.
I'd love it. That's
He'd
really
be able
heavy.
To like carry you away.
Yeah, he would.
He'd just pick
to
you
be
up.
big enough to
Imagine
be able to get
bright
lit.
He would be.
Like the sun. That's what the sun is. It's the 10 million fireflies combined.
Oh my god! I think that'd be more.
Do you know why fireflies light up?
I'm assuming it's a defense thing.
Nope.
No. It's just for fun. Like they bred and one day like one of them glowed and they're like, hey, that's pretty neat. I want to have.
You're right on target. They do. It's a breeding.
Oh.
It's for attracting mates.
It's like it's like what we talked about last time.
And sending messages to each other.
Yeah, they can't dance as well as bees.
No, they cannot.
And so they do Morse code with the lights.
Yeah. They do it. Funny. They do it with the same protein that everything has. That GFP, green fluorescent protein. It's a chemical reaction in their little booties.
Yeah.
They're so cool. I've never seen a firefly in real life.
If you could choose one part of your body to light up, what would
it
be?
Obviously. No, I would pick like my eyes.
Your eyes would that affect you though? Like you make them
blind myself?
Yeah, you make them really bright. You're like,
eye burns.
I can't see anything.
It'd be funny to do like your mouth.
Oh yeah, like your tongue.
Yeah. Ooh, that's a good one.
I feel like every guy would say their dick.
I know.
But that would be, how often would you actually be able to show that off? I guess if you were like a stripper, then it would be like
that's such a good idea.
That would be like the best thing to have as a stripper, like a male stripper is a glowing dick.
Or like on like OnlyFans situation.
Oh yeah.
Patreon.
Especially if you could like control when it. We're getting too deep into this conversation.
That'd be so cool though.
That would be really cool. I think it would be fun to do like your tongue or something, or like your finger, like
what
ET.
Yeah.
I think that'd be really neat. I had another question, totally off topic. How long do you think it would take you to eat 440 pounds of butter of
fireflies? I feel like I could eat 10 million is a lot.
10 million fireflies.
Like I don't even think that I could eat 100.
Really?
Like they're really like they're chitinous. They're beetles.
Have
so
you
they're
eaten
very
a firefly before?
No.
Do you think if you were to like dry them out or fry them, it'd be better? It'd be like a little crunchy
Probably.
Snack. It'd be like a chip.
Oh, I could eat 10 million if they were chips.
10 million chips.
But like, think about eating like 440 pounds of Doritos. Like that does not sound like a good time.
I don't even know if I could do that over the course of like
my
year.
Lifetime.
Oh yeah. Isn't it a thing like if you win a lifetime supply of something, it's not an actual like keep coming back and we'll just keep giving it to you. It's like it's an amount.
Yeah.
I don't know how much is in like a lifetime amount of something.
It depends on what you win it from. Some companies just send you like 100 of their product, and it's like that's not a lifetime supply, babe.
Well, because I know that like a life sentence is like 25 years,
which is crazy.
Yeah, I know. I feel like especially now it should be higher.
Like 80.
80?
People die after it. Well, I guess it depends. Like a life sentence for like a 60-year-old person is probably 20 years, you know. But for like a 25-year-old person, a life sentence should be like 60 years.
Okay, so I guess it's a lifetime amount. I guess it follows something along the same lines, but it's enough that would supply you for 25 years.
Oh,
if you were
really?
to resupply it every month.
That's really crazy. You really logicked your way around that one.
I know. Dude, I'm so smart. I tell you, man, you give me a marker in the room in an infinite amount of time and I can figure out everything. I can do it. I might not be able to prove how... I think I could figure out I love this thought. I have this thought a lot. Because I think there's a TV show about it. If everyone in the world were to disappear and it was just you.
Oh, Last Man on Earth.
Yeah, how much do you think you could do? Because obviously, like, you could easily live out the rest of your life.
No one can teach me anything, though.
There's enough. Well, that's the thing. I would start reading a lot.
I'd be Googling. Well, there's no one to run the cell towers or anything.
Let's say that power is still... Okay, if power was still up and you still had the internet, I could do everything. I could do anything.
Except for, like, things that require a certain physical build. Like, you can't gleek on command just because you're alone.
What is gleeking?
It's when you stimulate the gland underneath your tongue and you shoot saliva. It's a thing.
Why would that be, like, on your list of things that you want to do if
well,
everyone
you said
disappeared?
anything. And I'm like, not physical things. You can't teach yourself. You can't teach yourself how to be a super taster.
No, but I feel like if you started doing things like that, you would be able to pick up the skill.
No.
Yeah, I think so.
There, you know how there's a guy who was on an episode of iCarly who could shoot milk out of his eye.
Oh yeah.
You couldn't do that.
Well, that's like I feel like that was a genetic thing.
That's what I'm talking about. There are certain things you couldn't learn.
We're talking about things that are like you're able to do. I'm not like, oh, you could surfing. I'm the last man on earth. I can suddenly poop gold. It's like, no, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying like you could do anything within the scope of reason.
You think you could teach yourself how to fly a plane?
I could fly a plane now, honestly.
Well, okay, that was a bad example. You could teach yourself how to like run a rocket ship or something.
I think
like operate a rocket.
I think I could.
Wow.
I have this. Okay,
I don't think that I could.
Here's this thing. I feel like when a lot of I have a very sound scope of reason, but if there's something that I think I could actually do, I have like undeniable confidence that I could figure it out if you give me enough time. Like
you having the highest lung capacity out of you and your wife.
Yeah.
If you blew into her mouth and you both plugged your noses.
I can tell you right now with absolute confidence I have a higher lung capacity than Hillary.
I'm not talking about capacity. I'm talking about force. I'm talking about.
I'm probably not as confident in that as my lung capacity, but I think I still would beat.
That's fair.
No, I think that. Okay, here's a fun question. If you were the last person on Earth, what would be the first thing that you do? Like, let's say like food will still, food will be around forever.
Go to PetSmart and pick up every animal that I can.
Really?
Yeah.
I guess that's kind of it's a little different than what I had. I would definitely want to get like a dog.
Yeah, go to the Humane Society and let them all free.
Yeah.
So they can survive.
Well, I feel like at that point you might start a problem later on, because then they'd create like a revolt, and then you'd be left alone to defend against the dog army.
No, dogs are too sweet.
Oh my God. You go to the zoo and let everything out.
That's a problem. That'd be so sad though, because if you left them all in their cages, there's no one to feed them.
Yeah.
That's so sad. I would go to the zoo and open all the cages.
There's no way you could hit every zoo in the world.
Not every zoo. I'll just drive to Oregon, do the Oregon Zoo. That's a good enough deed.
Do you think that? I think that.
But like the polar bears and like whatever need very specific, they wouldn't survive.
Yeah. Oh man.
None of my pets would survive.
Think about how much the world would change.
Yeah.
Because like pollution would drop.
Yeah.
Unless they like left the generators running.
Oh darn it!
Oh, we left the lights on. Oh no! No, I think that when it came to that type of stuff, I could definitely figure out how to I could easily figure out how to wire and set things up and build. There's enough books and how to for dummies to figure. Stuff out.
I think so.
I would definitely start traveling.
Yeah.
I would get.
Because you'd learn how to fly a plane.
Yeah. Well, not only that,
Where would you get jet fuel from?
They have tanks at every airport.
Oh. Wow.
Yeah, that's
eventually you're gonna. Are we talking about if you're immortal or?
No. Let's say it's just your natural life cycle.
Well, then yeah.
Oh, okay. We have a couple, maybe about a minute or two left.
Okay.
If there was, let's say that everyone on Earth suddenly disappears, right? And then you get a little, note in front of you that says, it's just you and one other person.
I hope it's Isaac.
How? Let's say it's you don't know who it is. How long do you think it would take you to find them?
Very quickly, because I would just go on Twitter and Instagram and be like, guys, this is crazy. I'm the only. What if it was like a baby?
Well, I'm thinking what if it was like.
Do they also get that note?
Yeah, they also get that note.
Yeah, so just go to Twitter and be like.
But what if they don't know what Twitter is? Let's say it was someone in an undeveloped.
Then I'm screwed.
Like a tribe.
Then I'm screwed. I'll never find them.
You never find them?
No.
You don't think that they would go looking for you either?
No.
No?
Well, if we're using your example, they don't have access to a plane to fly to America
that's
or whatever.
My thing. I don't think a lot of people have that drive to do that stuff. So let's say everyone disappears. For me, I would start learning skills. I would do what I can to make my life fun.
It would be impossible to find one person on the square footage of the entire Earth.
I think
in your
you
lifetime.
could. I think you'd have to set up like a really long series of like arrows, basically, or like the equivalent. But I think you could. I think it'd be fun. Imagine
once
if
again
they were,
with your undeniable confidence on this
imagine if
impossible task.
They were in like an island, like they were in Japan, and they got the note, and they're like, I don't want to do a voice. They're like, how would I?
Good call.
They were like, how would I get to anywhere else in the world? They'd have to teach themselves how to fly or like
drive a freight boat or something.
or boat.
Yeah,
That'd be terrifying.
Yeah,
to know you're the last person alive.